Hey there, welcome to this lecture. Today in this lecture, we'll be going to take a look at the application packages. So for a while, let's have a quick look at the front-end application. So definitely we'll be not going to be build the whole front-end application. So I have just prepared one package for you. So this is the front-end application. You can just find it the resources in the resources section for the download. And if you see here inside this front-end application, we have a kind of source directory, right? So let's go to inside the source. And starting of the front-end application is coming from here in the main.tsx file. So where we have our provider. So we're setting up our state management library also. So that is we are using the Redux, right? Redux Toolkit. And inside this wrapper, we are wrapping it up with the help of this provider, right? So our application can has the efficiently manage all of the state data, right? So let's try to install the dependencies. Seems like it is giving some error. So let's go back to our directory. This is going to be like we can say cd front-end application. Right? Maybe we can say yarn, or maybe we can say npm install. Yeah. So we'll be going to use the npm throughout of the whole deployment process. In this application, we'll be going to use the npm package manager. So you can see right now that all the error has gone, and let's deep dive a little bit on the application structure. So you can see all of the application logic inside this source directory. And while we are looking at this app, right, this is the app.tsx, and inside this app.tsx, we are having our routes, right? So some of the routes are public and some of them are private. So if you see, these are the routes we are making it the public, so we can reach out to our application by hitting the home, right, by the root path, and we can use the auth login for login and register. And similar applies for the profile, but this profile route is protected, right? So if you go to the protected routes, you can see like we are checking it out whether our user has the authentication token exist or not, right, in our state. So if we are having the authentication token right there in exist, then we are letting to render all of the childrens. That is, we are passing it here, right? So this is very simple front-end application where we are having our login screen. If you go to the login, this will be going to be a kind of dialog, right? So where we'll be accepting user email and the password just for login. And similar applies for the register as well, as where we are going to create our user by entering the full name, email, and the password. And finally, once the user is logged in, then we are going to render this profile, the profile component, where we'll be going to display some of the information. This is nothing like complicated front-end application, very simple, front-end application, where we are just to try to follow the login pattern and accessing the user information. Maybe if you wish to learn a bit of the front end, then we have a kind of different course in our online learning platform that is called like full stack of the whole React and Fastify. That is, you can learn it from there. But we're not going to discuss writing all of the codes from the scratch, right? This is purely deployment course. Let's try to close this profile. And here in the footer, we don't have anything. It's just like simply whatever we are just to try to display, right? So some sort of information we are giving it here. Perfect. Then these are the rendering components, and let's go to the features right now. You can see the feature is a kind of, you can say, the API that is we are going to call throughout of our application, and this is our state data, right? So where we'll be going to create one slice that is for authentication slice, right? It's called auth slice, and where we are setting up our token and we are performing our logout. So while we are setting up token, then it is writing our token in our local storage. So user no need to log in repeatedly. So we can read the data from the local store, and we can just utilize accordingly. And our auth API is the API endpoint, which is going to call our backend, right? So you can see we are creating our API here, right? So this is a kind of base query where we are passing our base URL. That is we are going to accept from our environment variable. So in upcoming lectures, we'll be going to discuss about what is environment variable and how we can tackle it for the deployment. That is also we can discuss. But as of now, this is the API endpoints for authentication, right? For creating the user and logging in. So that is what we are tackling here, right? So and finally, we are exposing all of these hooks here, so we can utilize efficiently in our login. If you go to the login screen here, let's go to the pages, maybe in the login. right? So here we can see we are using this hooks, right? So let's use login mutation. Perfect. So that's all for this front-end application. This is nothing kind of like the complicated application. And we are having some environment variables also. We are setting it up to connect with our backend application. And once we are going to spin the application, this is our package.json file. Some of the dependencies we're keeping it here. And as soon as we are going to run the application, this application is built using Vite, right? Vite and React.js using TypeScript. Then this is going to spin the application on certain port. That is also we are going to we'll be going to hook it up with our backend with the front end. Cool. Then in the next lecture, let's have a quick look at our backend project as well as. So now this front end project is ready for deployment, but there are certain things we need to resolve that is exactly relay on the backend. Perfect. Then see you in the next lecture. Thank you.